Welcome back to this Caregiver channel. I'm Martin Forts with Martin Cares. I'm your host. And today's topic is about the mental health of the caregiver. Many people who are caregivers hear very often the question, how is so-and-so doing? That is, how is the person you're caring for doing? They very seldom hear, how are you doing? Going to work every day, caring for a family, taking care of the finances, cooking and cleaning. Now you add on top of that caregiving. How does that affect the caregiver? That's what we're going to be talking about today. For caregivers, and I am one, the shift between a husband and wife and husband goes from being intimate, caring, and loving very often to a total focus on what needs to be done to care for the person who needs that care. The loss of the affection that normally occurs between, say, husband and wife usually gets put on a shelf, placed into storage, while that individual focuses on what is needed today to take care of the individual, again, who needs that care. Now, this doesn't mean there isn't love and affection. Of course there is. But there is a shift. You as a child to a parent now become the parent. That is, they come to you for the advice. They rely on you to take care of the basic functions of life. It's a big shift. It's an emotional change that really isn't often thought about outside of the realm of the caregiver. It happens, it's real, it's something that we face, and something that we all need help with. Here are some of the thoughts that I have on it. The work of a caregiver leads to the feelings sometimes of just being plain tired, or the question in your mind, what about me? Now that partnership you had, that marriage of partnership between a husband and a wife has now shifted almost sometimes entirely to you caring for someone. Now that shift is an emotional process. It leads to feelings of loneliness and sometimes can even lead to depression. Clinicians call the stress associated in caregiving is very much like that a soldier goes through in battle. That is post-traumatic stress disorder, an acute change that affects you both physically and mentally. This sudden shift usually occurs, say, at the hospital, and you're not prepared for it. No one is prepared for it, not you or the one you're caring for. Now, 45% of those who are going through the caregiving shift feel the stress, where even 1 out of 5, according to clinicians, actually experience depression. Now, this stress can result from a lot of different things. It could be simply that a person is used to having things done a particular way, and that was fine as long as they were doing them. But now you have to do that. Now, this can conjure up feelings of anger and resentment, and we have to bottle those feelings. It doesn't excuse someone who isn't appreciative, but we've got to get a rein on them. We married, for example, for better or for worse. And in this case, the worst has come. It's how we handle it and how we manage it. And keeping in mind that there is a reason why this was a partnership to begin with. And reversing the roles will help. That is, what would I do and what I would want if indeed I was on the other side of this. Here's my list of how a caregiver needs to care for themselves. We've talked about these previously, and I'll be referring to that in this video. Make sure that you are knowledgeable about the support groups in your area for dementia, for strokes, for multiple sclerosis and others. They are available and you should use them. I talked about prayer and meditation. Making that, for me, part of my day really helps with my caregiving day in and day out. I spend some time alone in prayer and in Bible study. This particular Bible is what I use, and it's pretty worn out. And it was said, and has been said, that if your Bible is wearing out, you're probably not. Respite care, we've talked about this before. Make sure that you are finding resources, those people who can come to your home to help you. Could be friends, it could be neighbors, might be a relative. It also could be professional caregivers. Many local county and state agencies have what is called respite care. This is for your support. It's usually income-based, so find out more about it. It may indeed help you. These are the tools that are going to help you get through each day. I would suggest to you also that you speak sometimes to someone who is a trusted friend about your feelings. Could be your pastor, might be just that good friend who you can trust. That person can help you sort out sometimes your own feelings about what's going on in your home. Well, that's it for our segment on the mental health of the caregiver. I hope it helped. Like this channel, remind others of it, share it. Please give us your comments. Like to hear from you. Next Friday we'll be back again, and until that time, have a great and blessed week.